Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, Hunter. Welcome back to the Baseball Head. Hopefully you like this video, hit that subscribe button. So, there's GMEs going on, and they talked to Vice President of Baseball Operations, David Stearns. I wasn't too enamored with some of the things he said. Everyone's talking about how great this is, about one of the things he said. But they asked him about all kinds of questions here. I'm very concerned. I don't know if they've learned the lesson here. Your team collapsed. Okay? Your team collapsed, and everybody should be held accountable. And what that means is that you get rid of players. Okay? Now maybe they're gonna move some of these guys that they talked about at the GM meetings when the media asked them. Who knows? I would mention they didn't ask him an important question. Is I have a question, David. If you guys get off to a slow start, what's the backup plan if the team gets off to a slow start and you have to get rid of Mendoza? Who is going to take over for Mendoza? Do you have a plan in place so you don't look like assholes like a lot of times that these teams look when they have to fire somebody? And this is a historic collapse because you can't, forget about it. What did the media do? Well, it's funny you should ask. They asked them about the coaching staff. You're not going to know anything about these guys until we get into the season. And that, I'm telling you, that is a thing that's going to hang over this team. If this team gets off to a slow start next year, what are they going to do about Mendoza? Because people are going to be screaming to get him fired. They were screaming about getting him fired in July. They would lose a game in June, April, May. They were complaining about him then. This is after making the postseason the first year. I thought that was insane. But after this collapse, you can't have no plan in place. Now, you thought that the team needed a change. You got rid of the entire coaching staff. And you brought in a whole bunch of new guys. I don't know who any of these guys are. I won't know anything until we see them, see how the team plays. Then the media asked, I guess, about Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz. He said, we both love Pete and Edwin. They've been great representatives of the organization. We'd love to have them both back. Now, he did say that you have to be patient when it comes to Pete. Again, so this could go on until April. This could go on to April. Who knows? Who knows? Now, he doesn't have the qualifying offer on him. And, but Edwin does. I think the chances of Edwin coming back is higher than Pete because he has the qualifying offer on him. I don't think any team is going to be willing to give up a draft pick for him. Although I'm hearing the Dodgers are the favorite. He wants to go, let him go. Okay? He's been on this team too for all these years. And he was a big reason why they didn't win in 2019, by the way. Just to remind people. Now, I would mention I do have the Baseball Hut 2. I'll put the link in. I hope that you go and you subscribe on there. I do all kinds of different things there. Also, I have a new channel. Believe it or not, I'm always starting new channels. And it's called the Baseball Hut 3. And what I'm doing on there is just talking about the media. It's not really baseball. It's about the other sports, basketball, football, maybe some hockey, and just goofing on the media on there. So I'll put the link in there too. But just to let you know, you want to go into the links and you'll see what I'm talking about. But one of the things they also mentioned was improving the defense on this team. He mentioned that Juan Soto needs to improve his defense. Well, one of the things the Mets need to think about doing is putting Brandon Nimmo in as the DH. That way we do not have a black hole at DH again. Okay? Since the DH has been put in place since 2022, the DH spot, except for 2 months with JD Martinez in 2024, has been a complete, total black hole. Okay? Mets need to get a hell of a lot more athletic in the outfield. We'll get into the outfield momentarily. This is the thing that bothers me the most about what he said today. But this Mets team is defensively challenged. Okay? Now, he said the players here have to play better defensively. How about get rid of some of these guys? The best way to improve your defense is get rid of guys that aren't good defensive players. Simple as that. Now, they asked Stearns who's going to be the center fielder for the Mets in 2026. And he mentioned Carson Bench, one of the Mets' top prospects. Quote, Carson Bench is going to come into spring training with a chance to make our team, and we'll see where the offseason takes us beyond that. Okay. Now, he did not play a full month in AAA last year, or this year. He was drafted last year out of Oklahoma State as Mets #1 pick. He played most of the season this year in Double-A, played great in Double-A. You're asking a lot. I am not happy about this. I don't like rushing guys when you don't need to. And I believe that they are putting a lot of pressure on him going into spring training. We're still kind of in 2025 and they're talking about this. Why? And if he falls on his face, who's going to play center field? We're not going to see Tyrone Taylor back here. Who's going to be the center fielder? Who's going to be that veteran player that this team needs in center field? Harrison Bader? You think Harrison Bader's going to want to come back in knowing that Bench is going to be the starter? I don't think so. I mean, this makes me very uptight because this is not something that you see. Now I know they want to play the young players. They must have a lot of young players that need to play, but this is not smart. I'm sorry. Then they mentioned Kodai Senga. Now they said they weren't sure about Senga's wanting to be part of the rotation, but I think they're trying to move him. They said that right now we view him as part of our rotation. The talent is there, and he is a very talented pitcher. He just pitched so poorly after he got hurt. He just couldn't find it again. People come complaining about him. He's a bust. He's been hurt. What do you want? When you're hurt on the job, you perform well? No. Or some of you old timers that don't work anymore, there's a reason why you don't work anymore. It's because you can't do it anymore. Just be honest. Then they mentioned Mark Vientos. Excuse me. Just had my own little conversations with different people on here. Anyway, Mark Vientos' struggles. I think he's very motivated to prove that last year's an outlier, and he's much closer to the player that we saw in 2024. Regardless of how our roster shakes out, there's going to be opportunity. Where's he going to play? Okay? He's not a good defensive third baseman. The Mets have to, everything's up in the air with Pete Alonso at first base. He doesn't run well. He's not a good base runner. What is his role here other than to hit and to be a DH? I know they're trying to pump him up, get his value up again, but boy. And then they mentioned, they asked about Brett Beatty. I am not as high on Beatty as everybody else is. I haven't been for a while. Going into the offseason, he's probably someone we would pencil in for significant third base time next year. He earned more and more opportunity as the season went on. He's going to continue to get that. They could do better. Now, I'm going to be honest with you folks. Since this whole collapse thing, I'm now the dark hut. And I'm not going to pander to this stuff anymore. I'm going to be very honest. I'm not a big fan of Brett Beatty. I know that he has improved. You can see the hard work over the last few years. His defense has gotten much better. The hitting has gotten much better. But he still has not proven to be an everyday player over the course of a full season. And to be honest with you, if they felt that way about him, he probably wouldn't have been playing second this past season. He's not a second baseman, by the way. He shouldn't be playing second. He's not an outfielder. He's a third baseman from what I've seen. His defense has gotten much better. He's not catching the ball with his face like he did in 2023 with that pop-up on Sunday Night Baseball. When he caught that, I think it was against the Dodgers, caught that ball with his face. That was a foul ball. Look, I've said this. I'm gonna be honest about all these players. I don't care what anybody thinks about what my opinion is. If I think a player, and he's not a bad player, but the Mets could do better. Okay, the Mets could do better with him. They could do better with Vientos. Carson Benz, they're putting him out there. It's just not fair. Okay, let him play his minor league season out. If he plays great April, May, and he deserves to come up, he can bring him up. A lot of pressure. And who's going to be the backup? Who's going to be the center fielder if he doesn't make it out of spring training? That really bothers me. I'm very surprised by some of these answers. And the questions, the level of, it's always the same stuff. They always ask the same questions over and over and over again. There's no outside of the box thinking when it comes to the media. Never. They don't ask. Well, Bench doesn't perform. What is your ideas for the team? If the team gets off to a slow start, what's the fate of Mendoza? Do you have a plan in case shit happens? Break glass, in case of emergency, break glass. Who's in that glass? Who's in the glass? Who is it? Who's in the organization that could take over? Andy Green? I don't know. Carlos Beltran, who's never managed? Kai Correa? Come on. He's never managed anywhere. This is giving me a headache. And like I said, the media don't ask the right questions. And a lot is because they think they're scared, they don't want to ask. Plus, I think they're too dumb to ask, to be honest with you. Ask basic questions. Like Pete Alonso, is he going to be here? You can't negotiate in public, but we saw last year how long it took. It took forever. I don't think it's going to take as long, but boy, drags itself out. Now, I would mention, I've been consulting with AI, artificial intelligence, asking the AI where these players are going to sign with. It is a very intriguing offseason that this AI has told me. And I will do videos on that forthcoming, probably on the baseball hit too, and probably some videos here about who's going to sign where. Because I think some of it is very interesting, to talk about. Asking AI is a better source because the AI gathers all these different articles and it basically logically looks to see who's going where and for how much money too. So I'll have a lot of stuff here on the channel. AI is the future, folks. And I would mention a lot of your YouTubers, a lot of your favorite YouTubers are using AI scripts. I'm not. I don't. But I'm just saying, they do that. You wonder how about, one particular YouTuber, after a game, quickly gets a video up and running. And is able to do a video for like a half hour. And have it for you in the morning. It's because of AI. An AI script. But I will consult the AI, and the AI will give us all the answers we need on who's going to be here over the next couple of years, especially this year coming up in 2026. But just a reminder, have a new channel, the Baseball Hut 3. Posting probably videos every day there, and we'll see how that grows. The views have been very strong on there. And I would mention I need some subscribers there. Get that thing moving a little bit. So I'll put the link in the description. Thank you for watching. And of course, anyone saying anything about the sound quality of the videos, send me a super thanks. A large one. That way we get better equipment here and make the experience better for you. The money that I used over the years has gone to this new hut, this new baseball hut that I live in. So I do put the money into a good place. So if you send me plenty of super chats, super thanks, members of the channel, that'll go to the quality of the video. I would mention I've been kind of sarcastic to people. They said, you need a new microphone. I was like, well, send me super thanks. Microphones don't grow on trees. Well, thank you for watching this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. I'll see you later.